What are we doing?
Oh, wait.
Who are you?
Ah! Hold on.
Ah!
This is the wrong view.
Oh, no.
This is still going to be broken, but it's fine. Look, we're, waiting.
Ah! Save me!
We're waiting. We're waiting for ProtonJon.
Save me from this!
Oh, just stop complaining. You have at least some of your head.
I need all my head. Give me all the head.
I need my whole head. Jesus. You content creators and your constant bickering.
You're so right.
Yeah, you're right, though. You're right.
Content creators can't shut the hell up.
All right, second player overlay. That's not.
I'm right here, dude. I'm right here, dude.
No, you're not.
Yo, what's up, chat?
Trust me. No, you're not.
My boy ALG is in chat. Hey, do you know a loyal gamer? You're aware of a loyal gamer.
I'm aware.
He exists.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Don't you?
I do. Do you?
I don't know. Am I? Can you see me?
I'm entering on my third beer, so take your time. I'm getting there myself.
Now it's fixed. I don't know
Bro,
how
it's
got fixed. Oh,
three bears deep.
ProtonJon's in the dark void.
ProtonJon.
It's where I live.
Darkness.
Yo, what's up, John?
I'm doing all right. I'm just scrambling to eat food after the cat decided to not eat any.
Oh, yeah. Cat problems. I get that. Been there.
He's now down here sleeping, despite the fact I made 2 plates of food for him. But he drank an entire thing of water, so...
Wah, wah. All right, now I just have to fix this so it's not focused on me.
What?
And now, dude...
Laughing Boy LP, Josh Jepson, and Josh Jepson, who is
as
also Laughing Boy LP. We are combined.
Honestly, you're worrying about it too much, and that bothers me that you're worrying about it so much.
I'm so worried.
Anyway, what's up, chat? It's me and Josh and me and John. I have
Hello.
I have no idea how this is working. Nega Josh? No, you got to be real careful when you say stuff like that.
You really do. You really do. You really have to enunciate that word.
Very dangerous. That's why they don't use that character anymore in Darkwing Duck. My fave trio, Laughing Boy Josh, as well as Josh. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know why the cropping won't work. All right, so like top 1000. There we go. So I just have to like. Did you see Rosalina's back again in the? Yeah, let's talk about the Switch. Yeah, chat, talk about the Switch too.
Dude,
holy shit, that was the most, and I hope you choke announcement I've ever seen in my life.
There was like ASMR. It was like ASMR that trailer. Just satisfying all the sound effects. Yeah, like all just like visually too, just like the way that the model builds itself is just like really satisfying.
Oh yeah,
but that's all it was. There's no information.
Nope, and you don't need it because you don't deserve it because you leaked and you were very bad boys and girls out there on the internet today.
Yeah, you leaked, so now we won't tell you anything about it until April 2nd.
Eat it, idiot. That's my, honestly, like, I love bitter Nintendo. It's probably one of my favorite versions of Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think the best part about it all is because it's the day after April Fool's Day, they can just say whatever the hell they want and no one will believe the leakers.
Yeah! True. Wait, that's so true.
So true, bestie.
What do you mean it massages you? Yeah, sure, it does that.
Miyamoto's
Nintendo
just
Switch
like,
2,
no
new
one will
waffle
ever
making
believe you.
feature.
Yeah, ooh, yeah. Isn't this like the third time we've made a joke about like a console making toast or something?
I think he's just hungry.
Aww.
You can attach it to your wall and use it as an actual light switch.
And the Switch can also be a hat. Man, never change, Miyamoto. Nintendo put us in timeout for 2 months. No, it's like 3. Oh, Jesus, the bright light.
The sun!
The sun! The sunshine.
Wait, we are like 3 levels of darkness here. Like Andrew is in like purgatory hell situation.
What the hell are you talking about? How am I in purgatory?
And John has ascended.
To be fair, I can adjust mine however I want. So if I want to be all dark and broody, I can do that.
I mean, I could just turn this off.
I'm like micro adjusting John's webcam.
Is this better somehow?
Do you like this, Father?
You're doing very well, son.
I had to gain some.
Guys, you know what what the first game I'm going to play on my Switch 2 is?
Mario Kart?
Glover.
Oh, you got the physical today?
Oh, hey, I got a physical Glover copy too.
I didn't get it today. I got it this past week.
All right, here you go. I got my physical Glover ready to go.
Oh, shit. Wait.
Man, you're going to have to cram that shit.
I know. It's going to be tricky to fit this in the Switch, but I'll find a way. Maybe it'll fit in the Switch too.
We just put an N64 inside the Switch 2 because we didn't want to try.
We couldn't emulate it right, so we just said screw it, just attach it.
I just gotta say, I love how you had Glover just right there.
You know what the best part is? There are 2 games over there I could have just reached and done that prop with, and that was one of them. So it was just super
incredible.
convenient.
That's incredible.
We love Glover.
I love Glover, unironically. People love to hate on Glover, but I love Glover.
I still haven't played it. And I keep seeing it on like both N64 and PlayStation. I'm like, I could someday.
I believe the recommendation is the N64 version.
Really?
Christmas, 1998. My aunt gets me an N64 for Christmas and also Super Nintendo games to play on it.
Oh yeah, I remember this origin story.
Which is the problem. So my parents felt bad and took me to Best Buy to pick out a couple of N64 games, and I chose Banjo-Kazooie and Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Wow.
Anyway, I came away with Banjo-Kazooie and Glover. For some reason, I wasn't allowed to get Cute Squirrel Game.
Really? I'm so shocked.
Weird that.
Yeah, it's so funny how that happens. All right, you're ProtonJon. Last I checked. That is your real name. Yeah, we'll just say all the classics. Anyway,
that could be Josh Jepson again.
Shut up.
Just put 3 Josh Jepsons on the screen.
All right, chat. Can I get some ones in chat real quick to see if everybody's here? I'm gonna test out our little chat feature. Bald. Who is bald? Why is everyone bald?
What?
I'd like to think
so much hair.
There's a lot of hair in these pictures right now in these videos.
It's true.
I know. Well, mostly on my chin and my neck because I have 2 puppies, 2 channels to play games on tonight, and 0 hours to shave.
Yeah, I didn't.
Here, I just didn't shave, so.
I also did. I got like the neck thing going on. You can't see though. You can't see.
I got a full beard going on right now.
Shut the fuck up.
This is the best I can do. This is the best I can do.
John Beard arc win.
No, dude. Did you not see the picture? Oh no.
Wait, what? Oh no, there's a picture.
I have a picture of myself with a full-looking beard, and I look like Jim Henson.
Oh wait, hey, you know what?
Wait,
Listen,
no, that picture is it the one where you've got like the full like jacket on and everything?
No.
Oh,
I just got a t-shirt on. I don't know what picture you're thinking of now.
You've had that one on your social media forever. I almost used it.
The one that that's not the hot dog one, right?
Hold on.
Oh no, you mean the one where I'm actually like in my jacket and like taking a selfie? Okay.
I guarantee you, I will find it. Oh, you know what? That wasn't too hard to find. It's this. Well, there's this one where it's hold on. Let me see if I can save this image. And I'll throw it into our chat, or it won't let me because of fucking Discord. Anyway,
Yo, shout out to Discord.
Chat's gonna see some weird shit.
Works flawlessly every time.
That's not it.
Shit. That's what we're currently in.
That one.
What one?
The one I just posted in our chat.
You didn't. You posted a video.
Anything,
Oh. There you go.
Oh, that one. Oh, wow. That's pretty old.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not the one I was talking about. If I can find
very dad energy there.
I don't know how to feel about that. But thank you.
Well, to be fair, yeah. Let's see.
Why do you kind of look like me in this picture?
A little bit.
Like circa 2021, 2020, 2020. No, I was very thin in 2020.
A picture. Oh no.
You kind of got the round like face going on with the beard and everything here.
Yeah,
when did I do beard?
This is the Jim Henson mad looking
Yeah,
one.
let's see the Jim Henson.
I haven't really done beard until recently. I got the round face though. That's what I'm getting at. I got the round face. Oh my God, Jim Henson.
Yeah, I know, dude. No, very different now.
Chat, you can't really see this, but you kind of can.
Like literally,
it's my Windjammer shirt and I guess the side of my face.
I had to look up a picture of Jim Henson. It's just like this is the same person.
Poor ProtonJon. All right. Hey, I know everyone's busy tonight. I have a stream to do at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. John, you do 2 over at another channel on twitch.tv.
I also have more I'm doing
/ top-down perspective. Josh, what are you doing? You're just going to bed?
No, I'm probably gonna go back to Twitch after this and play a video game. I don't know, some video game.
Yeah, I saw you were talking about the Nintendo Switch DOS. We can talk a little bit more about that during our podcast episode. But now that I've gotten everyone together, now that I hopefully have everything
fixed... Can I hit record on the audio here?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to send chat to break. We'll start our audio, and then we'll do the time.is, and then we'll start the actual episode.
Ooh, yeah, time.is. Good call.
I guess we should get Audacity up and running.
Yeah, get your shit up and running. That's not a negative either. Whatever.
Oh, that's another Jim Henson.
Right. Oh, okay. No, it's not a negative.
Check words.
Oh, he's already getting started. Anyway, let's send you all to break. How do I do that? I've long since forgotten.
This is your stream. You're supposed to know how to do that.
I don't have the buttons anymore. Damn it. Chat. We'll be right back.
American Dad. American Dad. American Dad.
Do we start the intro again? No. Welcome, everybody. It's me, Laughing Boy. Welcome to another episode 52 DialogBOX. We did it. We crossed the what is it? I almost said synchronization.
One episode for each playing card.
What about the Jokers?
Yeah, what about Jokers?
Didn't think about that one.
Idiot.
What about the instructions on how to play a card?
That's not a card, John.
It is a card. They made the card.
The instructions is a card?
Yeah.
Sometimes. It depends on the deck.
You just like see that in the electronic solitaire. The how to play card. Where do I even put that?
That's the Balatro version.
I still have not played that game. I hear I'm going to get addicted if I do.
I've heard
It didn't really grab me like it did everyone else, but
really?
Yeah, it grabbed a lot. Yeah. I mean, it's good, but like I wasn't like I'm going to play this every day for the rest of my life. I was like I played it like I did one run like for like a week and I'm like, I'm good.
It's going to be my personality for the rest of my life.
I'll probably try it at some point.
I see Bagel in the background.
You do.
Bagel.
He's a butt.
I love him.
That's his bed right there.
I mean, I see
Cat
his
has
head
butt.
and his butt. Is he cleaning?
Yeah.
All right. Well, while the cat does that, hi, my name is Laughing Boy. In case you're new to this podcast, it is a podcast where I time things terribly and I talk about the absolute wrong things when big news breaks. We are the only podcast in the world not talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 right now.
It is a podcast.
It is a podcast. I bring my friends over here. We talk. We're all white. Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Hey, it made you laugh. Look, DialogBOX, for real though, it is a podcast where I bring my friends on. We talk about video games for about an hour and a half. And tonight I am joined with two very lovely guests.
I can count as two people if you want. I'll just switch voices.
Oh God. Then
I am
five
one
very
person.
lovely guests.
Let's be clear. I am one person here.
Gotta look back before we look forward. Yeah. First off, we have streamer and content creator Josh Jepson. Hello.
Hi. How's it going? What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
I'm here. I play video games. We have a good time. I'm about to play Glover for the Nintendo Switch family of systems.
During the podcast?
Right now. I'm opening it right now.
God damn it.
There you go.
Well, while you do that, we also have streamer and content creator ProtonJon. Hello.
Hello. Hi. How you doing? I will also be playing Glover, except I will be playing it for the N64.
Do I have...
All right. Time. Bust out your copy of Glover.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
And it's me.
Just grab
with
your
Glover.
No,
Yes,
not
my
quite.
favorite Glover, the mech game.
What are you talking
It's
about?
from Mission 3. It's from Mission 3.
Yeah.
What is Front Mission 3?
It's Glover.
It's
That
the
sounds
third
dirty.
Front Mission game.
Yeah, it's front. I apologize
I'm
to
on a
all my
front
audio
mission.
viewers.
Like, what
It's
does that
it's a
mean?
mech tactics game. It's a mech tactics game.
Yeah,
Vice
it's Glover for the PlayStation.
It's so
Family
similar.
of systems. Yeah, they're the exact same thing. Gaunt Mission Throver. Yeah, that's right. Smash that. Oh God, please smash that like button. I swear to God. Or the podcaster gets it.
That like button is looking real lonely.
Oh, it's looking real cold. It hasn't felt the warm touch of a mouse hand in so long. It's been a couple of months since we've done the podcast. In case you haven't noticed, I'm very out of practice. I think the last episode was in September. We were talking about PlayStation Pro. Now, we're talking about the games we played since that last podcast, pretty much. We got 37 button, y'all don't slack. Yeah, hey. If 37 people like this video, that'll be almost every person in chat. Until the chat number drops, which, it's fine.
I have a list.
You can also support the podcast by, hitting the like button, leaving a comment, letting us know what games that you played, typing in chat. We'll read some of your messages, I promise. You might even join the conversation in a way, but you can only do that if you try. Anyway, we're going to talk about the games we played in 2024. we're going to rank our top 3. And then we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to in, the year of our Lord 2025, which might include some conversation topics about one Nintendo Switch 2, which just got announced today.
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo. So let's talk about what we played in 2024. I can go ahead and get started with that. For me, it was a lot of just like, I tried to do this weird Oreo cookie that ultimately failed, where I wanted to like start on one game and then continue on as like other games came out and then just go back. That failed miserably because I started with Yakuza Infinite and barely got through like the opening of that, and then immediately started Persona 3 and went from Persona 3 to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I still haven't gone back to Persona 3 even though I finished Rebirth like months ago. So other things just came out and took a lot of my time.
Yeah.
I also started playing the Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy 1 and 2. I kind of want to go through all 6. I'm really interested in playing 3 because that one will be the first time I've ever played like the original 3. And God, what else? I played a bunch of crap thanks to streams. Played Silent Hill short message. I'm going through Silent Hill 2 right now with my wife, and we played Astrobot.
Those streams are so fun.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sorry, Astrobot mentioned?
Astrobot mentioned? Yeah. Who raise your ones in chat if you played Astrobot?
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 Raise your ones. I don't.
Yeah,
raise your
game
ones.
of the year.
Game of the year.
Yeah. It won.
Literally.
Yeah. Industry Plant Game won.
Industry Plant.
No, I really man.
It's just
Robot
so
Glover was so much fun to play.
Robot Glover.
There's a ball form. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
There's one where you
but you're not like controlling. You're not controlling like a separate entity and like trying to keep it from dying.
Those were the extra stages. The challenge stages where you're in the rolly ball on the spike pits.
Yeah.
That was totally clever. 100%.
Yeah.
Get with it, Josh.
They took all the best and the worst of 3D platformers of the age.
That's true. Astrobot is legit really freaking close to the perfect game. Just it's about everything.
It's so good. It's so good.
I really enjoyed it.
It warms my heart as a fan of 3D platformers of like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
That Astrobot is as prominent as it became.
Yeah.
Because it's huge for that genre. I love it, and I want to see more of it.
Yeah, when do we get an Astrobot 2? Your move, Sony.
I mean, this was Astrobot 2, or 3.
Like Astrobot 3.
There are 3 Astrobot games. I discovered after the fact that the first Astrobot game was a PS VR game on PS4.
Yes. Yeah. Astro was a VR mascot. That's why he's got the digital face.
Yep.
Wild.
Yep. And then they put the PSVR on him anyway.
He's come so far.
Yep. My little boy. And then Playroom is when he was like just an added character. He wasn't even supposed to be like a mascot. He was just kind of thrown in there as just like they're inside your controller. That's why when you capture them all, they go inside the DualSense.
Yeah.
Because the idea was that you would like pour them out of your PS4 controller back in when they did the Playroom, and then they had to ban the Playroom from Twitch streams because people were having sex on it.
No, it wasn't. Oh, that was the camera for PS4 though.
Yeah. But it came with a free game, and I think it was called the Playroom. But
that sounds right.
There was a mode on the Playroom that just showed a webcam of like your whole, like it was a full screen webcam. Yeah. And apparently anybody that was using the Playroom to stream were just doing chatting streams, and then people made mistakes. And then Sony had to ban the Playroom.
Good Christian Astrobot. What?
2014 was a wild time. Anyway.
Oh, no.
John, what did you play in 2024?
Me?
Yeah.
I played 78 games, apparently.
Holy shit.
Holy Jesus.
I played like 20. What the fuck?
I struggled to come up with a list.
Now I didn't beat
have like
all
10.
of these, obviously, but like, so I already did the Top 10 Perspectives Game of the Year podcast, so I had all my stuff already worked out. But yeah, I was like, oh, I only played like 48 games this year that came out this year. That's not bad. And then I realized I didn't count like a ton of games. And I'm like, oh, never mind, it's 78.
Yeah.
Or whatever number I said earlier. Yeah, 78. Yeah, so I'm like, I played a lot of varied stuff, and there's still stuff that came out this year that I really wish I had dug into. Like, I wish I had dug into Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That's probably my biggest disappointment because, like, I love Indiana Jones, and the bit of it I've played is great, but, like, I've played, like, 30 minutes, basically.
Yeah, that was another one that I kind of missed out on just because, like, it was an Xbox exclusive, and then it was a PS5 multiplat, and I just haven't seen it in stores, so just never picked it up.
I don't like Indiana Jones not on PS5 yet, so.
Oh, okay, great.
I watched
something
like
to look forward to.
20 minutes of the game, and it looked all right.
Yeah,
it looked all right.
Although I do have,
it's not something that I'm ever going to play, probably, but I'm also not a huge.
Are you big on? Yeah, that's the thing. Like I watched all the movies.
Yeah,
I love.
I watched the first movie, and I was like, okay, that's fun. And I watched the second one. I was like, that's slightly less fun.
It is.
Yeah. Also, the Indiana Jones thing goes like pretty fun, and sort of fun, pretty fun. Oh,
I haven't. I haven't seen the third one, but I have seen the fourth one.
What? Why have you seen Crystal Skull but not The Last Crusade?
Because that's the last one.
It was culturally relevant at the time that there was a new Indiana Jones, and I was like, I gotta go see it. So I saw it in the theaters.
Look,
and I did not understand or care for it.
Clear, even Steven saying Josh Jepson had to watch the one with Shia LaBeouf in it.
I was forced to watch the one with Shia LaBeouf. I do like Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. He's a cannibal.
He's a cannibal. Well-known cannibal, Shia LaBeouf. Josh, what'd you play this past year?
Dude, Astrobot.
Dude, Astrobot!
Dude, Astrobot. Like, listen, I played out of all. I was looking at my list of games that I played this year. I was like, new games that came out in 2024. It was like Zelda, of course, Mario Party, of course. Splatoon 3 Side Order came out. That was another thing I played. But Astrobot towers above all of them for me, and it's just because I love that genre. I love a 3D platformer collectathon. I love that world. So that was my big game of the year. But I mean, I played Splatoon 3 Side Order. I played a lot of that when that came out. I realized when I was writing this list that I hadn't touched on Side Order in a long time, and I feel like that's something that I would love to come back to sooner than later.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. I thought that was a very interesting departure from the normal Splatoon gameplay, and to have kind of a roguelite scenario. I think it was very shallow in terms of roguelites that I'm familiar with.
I mean, Nintendo's not really done roguelite before.
Right. It was a good toe in the water for them to try it out, though.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did it, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, do you want me to just keep going down the list of games I played?
Yeah. I'm looking at my list again.
Pokemon TCG Pocket. Can we talk about Pokemon TCG Pocket? Does that count?
You can talk about Pokemon
That's a game.
TCG.
That's a game.
It's a video game.
It's a game. It's a video game, and I did play it. And I continue to play it every day.
Every day. I'm actually quite upset because I didn't get the Blastoise promo in time because I kept getting Snivy. So
wait, Snivy?
Kind of annoyed.
Oh, yeah. I just kept getting Volcarona over and over again. And then meanwhile, I've got people in my chat saying, I'm trying to get Volcarona to complete this. And I cannot get Volcarona. I've got 40 of them.
So annoyed.
No. TCG Pocket has honestly claimed a lot of my not time, because it doesn't take that long. I just jump in and I open my packs, and every couple of days I'll do a couple of battles here and there just to kill time. It's just fun. I've never been that into the TCG, honestly. I've never been that into the TCG, and I think this got me kind of interested in it in a weird way. I don't think I would ever go out and buy or participate in the physical card game, but it's nice to have a micro version to tap into. and I enjoy the collecting aspect. I think that's what it is. I think it boils down to like I like collecting virtual shit.
Yeah, I wound up getting a friend of mine really into it because even though like I didn't really think they were that interested in Pokemon or like the TCG in general, I just was kind of like, oh yeah, it's just kind of this fun game. You can like swipe the card, the thing, and then the cards come out. It's really, dopamine hit, and
It is, yeah.
And she was like, oh cool. It's basically she saw one of the cards that I had pulled. I think it was the full art Alakazam. Like the really cool one. And she was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And then like a day later, she's like, I've been battling nonstop. It's like she was like, I thought I was just gonna get interested in the cards themselves, but I can't stop doing online battles.
That's great.
Can't. And I was like, good. That's what Nintendo wants.
Blood.
That's great. I think that like, it's worth mentioning that like the battles itself are kind of a truncated version of the full TCG card
there's
game.
only like 2 or 3 prizes, right? Not the full 6?
Right, exactly. There are 3. You get 3.
And it's not technically prizes, like because the prize cards you actually get something in the TCG.
Right, you don't actually get a prize card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just points. Yeah.
Yep.
And and so it's very, very it's a much more condensed and smaller version of it, which to me, that's much more accessible. I've been afraid of getting into the TCG forever, and it just seems so intimidating. And like even when I started playing it, I was talking to a friend, and they were like, "Why don't you just play?" Because they have a Pokemon TCG game, virtual game that you can play the full game and get packs and like play the entire game with a 60 card deck and all that whole thing. And I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? You make a good point. Why don't I try that? And I downloaded it alongside TCG Pocket, and I was kind of playing them back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was just, every time I opened the other app, I was intimidated. And I was like, this is too much. Like, this deck is too big. I can't think about my strategy right now. And to have a smaller version of that where I can just jump in and do like a really quick battle and be like, okay, this is not working, and go back and edit my deck.
Yeah.
And I think it's only going to get better over time too, because the real issue right now with TCG Pocket is that there is like 4 decks that are like you win automatically. If you build a particular deck. As they add more cards, I think that's going to get much less so. But yeah, it's like right now, like you go in, like the initial run was like you get a Mewtwo EX deck and you're screwed. Like you might as well just concede at that point.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. It's like, no, I just got to move on. I got to move on.
Yeah, so like it feels good to as they expand on it, and there's new, they just released the Mythical Island pack, the booster pack, and then there's going to be a whole new set at the end of this month apparently. So
we'll see.
As time goes on, it will get more. I think it will get deeper and deeper as time goes on, kind of easing people into the TCG.
Yeah, I think like some of the other things I wanted to honorably mention was Crow Country, because that was a game that I was kind of interested in. I'd seen the trailers of it last year, and it's very much that like it is a Resident Evil game in the style of PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy 7 character models. And I was just like so kind of like, sometimes I don't really like to get nostalgia baited like that, but it was so spot on that I couldn't help but like be entranced by it, and it wound up becoming like one of my favorite games of the year. So it's short, it's sweet. There's actually a mode of it where if you're intimidated by the combat, you can just turn it off entirely and just explore and do the story. But it's actually like a really interesting, fun game. So if chat, I did get the code for free. I signed up for that. So I just want to preface that before I tell anybody go get the game. But go get the game. It's fun.
I've been interested in it. Yeah. But that genre of game I'm not very familiar with. I never played a lot of those PS1, PS2 era, like sort of
Resident Evil
or like Silent Hill or any of that.
It's basically Resident Evil, yeah.
It is.
I've never played any of those, but I'm interested because I love the aesthetic of it.
No, yeah, it does the aesthetic extremely well. Like, it invokes that PS1 looks so good.
Did you play it, John?
I did actually play Crow Country. I actually did it on stream.
Nice.
Or was it Country or County? I keep forgetting.
No, Crow Country.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, other games that I played, like we finished Alan Wake 2. I have the DLC that we need to go through. I played Banjo-Tooie for the first time, and Josh is laughing for a very specific. I started playing it back in April on the Xbox version.
Okay.
And then I was like probably 60, maybe 70% of the way through when the Switch version was announced.
Whoops.
And I watched Josh play through it. You know, Josh is like, oh man, I love Banjo-Tooie. Cheats his entire fucking way through the playthrough.
I did. Well, okay. Back it up, though. Back it up. So the Xbox version, when you use the special cheats, there's all kinds of cheats, stuff like infinite health and like fast banjo and like all this stuff. Really great, super fun to play with the cheats on. The Xbox version makes it so you cannot save your game. Yeah. And it also like disables leaderboards and achievements. But primarily it makes it so you cannot save your game. And I think that's so stupid because it's such a fun way to play the game, especially like for a first timer. Like if you're struggling with it for some reason, because it is a big game, you know. But if you're struggling, having that little bit of extra help from the secret cheats that you can put in is great. And I'm so sad that you did not get that opportunity.
Well, isn't there like the page ones you're allowed to use, or is it every single one?
No, it's just the secret ones. So when you get the ones from the page from the Cheeto pages, you can use those ones in the Xbox version legally. But there's so many more beyond that make the game extra fun. And I went into my Banjo-Tooie on NSO playthrough with the express idea of playing it with every cheat turned on.
Oh my god.
I was like, I want this to be as easy as possible. I did turn it off for the final boss.
Because that's right, because I was sitting there being like, come on, you bitch. Yeah, show me how it's done. I did one speed running technique in the entire game, and it's just jumping through the laser fence because apparently you can just do that.
I didn't know about that. That's cool. I didn't know about that.
I can't remember if chat told me about it or if I found out about it somewhere else. But there's like, oh yeah, it's a speed running tactic where you just jump through the fence and just don't get hit by any of the wires. And so I just did it on like my second attempt. And I was just kind of like, what now, Josh, with your stupid ass cheats?
Banjo-Tooie is a little bit of a tough game for I think for most people to get into for the first time.
It's really not my favorite of the two.
No. I think that Banjo-Kazooie is pretty accessible to most people. And Banjo-Tooie is just not. Like, even if you play the first one, I feel like you have to play the first one in order for Banjo-Tooie to make any amount of sense. Because like it carries all your moves over too. Like you start with all the moves you learned in Banjo-Kazooie. So like it makes a lot of sense to go from one to the other. But even then, like I see people playing Banjo-Tooie for the first time. I watched somebody just the other day on Twitch, just like 2 days ago, play Banjo-Tooie for the first time. And it's just like, I don't know. It's something about that game. It's just very big and has a lot of backtracking. It's a Metroidvania.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I used to think it was too much game, but then when Reese and I did the playthrough, because we went into it blind for her, I kind of got a new appreciation for it. I will say, though, it is extremely frustrating that you cannot finish any of the worlds on your first trip there.
Yes.
It's actually very frustrating.
That is what bugged me the most.
Yeah, that bothered me too. That bothered me too. As somebody who loves to like finish a thing and like collect all the things and get all the stuff before you move on, like as much as you could possibly get, when you play that game for the first time, you don't know, you're not aware that you like need to come back with a particular move or something from a later world or like do this other event first before you can complete this thing. So you're like, I know that thing is there, but I can't get that thing. I can't get that jiggy because I don't have a move. You don't know that yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, there's there's like a balance in the Metroidvania-esqueness of like playing those types of games where, you know, in Super Metroid, it's kind of interesting and fun to see something on the map that you really know you can't get because you know your limits. But in Banjo Tooie, there were so many opportunities for me to try to get something, and I would spend maybe 20 minutes trying to get it, and then chat would just be like, "Oh, right, you need to get this thing from like World 5 in order to get this one." I'm like, and it was such the constant answer too, where it was like, if I kind of look at something, I'm like, "Chad, is this going to be something that I can't get right now?" And they're just like, "Yeah, you have to wait until like 2 worlds ahead." And I'm like,
yeah,
okay. Yeah,
there's a lot of that in Banjo Tooie.
They do that a lot, yeah.
Here's the thing that my defense of Banjo Tooie is that it feels like they tried to encourage you to jump around to different worlds because you unlock like the first 5 worlds super fast.
Yeah,
like really, really quickly.
Really fast.
Like there's a point where like if you really do as much as you can do in the first 2 worlds, you've unlocked the first 5 worlds. You know.
Yeah.
And it kind of encourages you to jump around a little bit. I don't know that many people play the game that way though, because it at the same time it's a collectathon. You go in, you have a set amount of things that you're collecting in this world, and you know that there's a max amount of things that you're collecting in this world, and you go into it with that idea, only to find out that you cannot do that until you've touched other worlds. And I get it. I understand people's frustration with that.
Is there anything else anybody want to talk about? I will say also honorable mention. I really enjoyed watching John and Reese do Security Breach this past year. It was really
fun. My God, that game was so funny. That game is so funny. I was going into it thinking like, okay, like it's gonna be some stupid horror game, whatever. But at least it's like a little fun. You get to move around. It's not just like you're stuck behind a desk. And then there was just so much unintentional comedy in it. I was just losing my mind.
It was one of the highlights of some of the stuff that I'd seen, content wise, other than Margaritaville wasn't really content.
That was
Margaritaville was not content.
But we're not going to talk about that. We've only got we keep that to ourselves.
It took effort to make it not content.
We made it content for like a minute, but then when
we made a little bit of
content,
Jiggy made a little bit of content.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jiggy's always making a little bit of content.
Jiggy likes to sprinkle a little content around everywhere.
I do have some honorable mentions of games that I played this year. I want to throw out some names. Like I don't want to talk too deeply on them.
Yeah.
But I played a bunch of RPG type games this year that I was happy with. So I played Chrono Trigger for the first time this past year.
Oh wow. Okay.
So good. Like top tier, excellent video game. Like one of the best. Absolutely love that game. Like it's emotional, it's deep, it's fun. And it's a game that like I could go back to and play again and get different endings and all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's such a good game. I understand why everybody loves that. Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door, I played for the first time this past year with the remake. I did not finish it. But
I liked it. I played it through the year prior.
I played a good chunk of it and I enjoyed it. But it's not something that I don't know. I have a hard time with Paper Mario. We'll just leave it at that, I think.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with Paper Mario. And also, we had a bit of a Mario overload this past year, so
RPG overload,
yeah. There's a lot of Mario RPGs coming out. I played Super Mario RPG, the remake, and that like the year prior, and that was fun. I never finished that either. I don't know. It's just not my bag. I didn't quite get into it that much, but I did enjoy 1,000 Year Door a lot, and I think that is one of the better ones of the entire Mario RPG group. The other thing, and this is totally different. I played Fallout 4 to completion this year.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Because of the TV show.
The TV show happened and I watched some of it and I was like, I should play Fallout 4 and actually finish it this time. So I did that this year, and that was a big chunk of my personal time off stream. Just like anytime I wanted to just jump into something, chill, Fallout 4 is my game. So I had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Do you have any honorable mentions, John, as well?
I do. I'm gonna list. These are ones that didn't make my top 10, but I really enjoyed them. Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom. This was a 3D platforming car game. So it plays like Mario 64, but you boost around and you do 3D platforming, and like it's just really silly fun.
I want to play that.
It's real good. You should play it, Josh. You would have a blast. Visions of Mana. Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom.
Yes, that's that. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put that on my list here.
Visions of Mana was actually pretty fun. I did a sponsored segment for that, and I ended up actually liking it way more than I thought. So that was a good Mana game. Pepper Grinder was also fun. That was Devolver put that out earlier this year. It's very kinetic. It's very frantic kind of playing. It's a good flow state game.
Yeah, I downloaded it. I'm gonna play it.
Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I love Dead Rising, so this is just a better version of Dead Rising. Although it's a little tricky to deal with the fact that the voice actors are all different, but it's just a better version of Dead Rising 1, basically.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Parking Garage Rally Circuit. This is a racing game that plays like Daytona USA or like Sega Rally, but it's literally just racing inside of different shaped parking lots. So it's like a super nice, it's all about drifting and getting boosts off of your drifts and stuff like that. It's just a real satisfying game to play.
Cool.
Nice.
Squirrel with a Gun.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I forgot about
Meme game. Super meme game. That was a good time though. Loved it.
Love a good meme game.
And Kill Knight. Kill Knight would have made my top 10 if I had remembered I had played it before I made the top 10. Because that is probably the most intense twin stick shooter I've played. It is a very demanding twin stick shooter where you have access to swords, shotguns, and all these other special kinetic moves. Certain enemies require certain abilities you need to do. You can charge up meters based on how many how many people you get in one shot and everything. It's just a really, really satisfying twin stick shooter, but it is very intense and brutal. It is very demanding of a game, but it's fun.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Well, I think it's about time. We have about an hour. Probably won't take an hour, but we'll see what happens. But I think it's time to dive into our top 3. Now, John, I know you do a top 3 of games that came out and games that you have played, so you feel free to do that. I'm going to do just my top 3. Because I don't think I played enough games from 2024, to be honest with you. If I really look through this list, I think most of these are from late 2023. So,
yeah, we do 20XX Game of the Year, which is any game that came out any other year that we played this year. We do 2023 Game of the Year, which was games that came out last year, and then we do the actual top 10.
Oh, nice.
And we do disappointing game and all this other stuff too.
Mocking Dragon asks, did anyone play My Goatee Mouthwashing?
I heard great things about it. I just never did.
Yeah, I've never played it, unfortunately. I've seen so many different things about it, though. My number 3. Now, this is not a game that came out this year. I'm actually surprised because 2 of my games are actually games that came out this year. But my number 3 game that I played in 2024 is Super Mario RPG. And that's a little bit of a cheat because it is my favorite RPG of all time. Well, not my favorite of all time, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. It is the RPG that got me into RPGs. And playing Super Mario RPG Remake on the Switch just felt good. It just it hit all the little endorphins in my heart, and it also changed the gameplay enough where I just wasn't immediately cruising through it. There were so many different things about the battle system that I actually kind of enjoyed. There were times where it was a little frustrating trying to basically relearn how to do the timed hits.
Oh yeah, because they were slightly different timing on a lot of it.
They were slightly different, but then it also actually helped me learn how to play the game because it helped me realize in the original game where I just never got the timing. And thanks to the remake, I was like, wait, Also, that's when you were supposed to do it. And like, if you can go back to the original game, it actually helps.
Oh wow.
So I was just kind of like, hell yeah. They were just, I don't know. It just, a lot of when I pick my favorite games of the year, this was actually a little bit difficult. My 4th place game that I played last year, or at least that I finished last year, was Final Fantasy 16. And that was an amazing game. But there were just so many different things that kind of held it back from an RPG perspective that I felt a little disappointed on. But like the vibes were there. Like it's a really good game. But with a lot of the games that I tend to think of like my favorite games of all time, it's like, can I go back to it? Can I just, and when I play it, how do I feel? And is it fun? And Mario RPG was not only fun, but like it was just a really good time. And it made me feel good. And honestly, at 30 some odd years of age, that's all I really want at this point.
Yeah,
my mistake forget about my lower back.
My mistake with Mario RPG was playing it in the same year that I played Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah, no, that would do it.
And then just like having that direct comparison, because here's the thing, Mario RPG is very whimsical. It's got a lot of really great moments. And it's very fun.
Yeah.
But it's not as deep as something like Chrono Trigger.
No.
And so having those, like having the direct comparison back to back like that, I think hampered my enjoyment of Mario RPG. Because like I said, I played it at the end of, because it came out at the end of 2023. Came out at the
very end, yeah, pretty much.
I played a little bit at the end of 2023 of Mario RPG. And then in 2024, I was like, I'm going to play Chrono Trigger. And I was sort of doing them alongside each other. And it was like the comparison was just too much.
Yeah.
And, the Chrono Trigger is just like an all-time classic, and they should remake that. But Mario, I did enjoy what I played of Mario RPG. And maybe one day I will finish it. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it as much as you did.
Yeah. John, what about your 3rd favorite game that you played in 2024?
All right, I got 2 lists. So I got one list that's basically all the games that I played on stream and everything. We did for game clearing that, and then I got my actual ones that came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Also, special shout out to Security Breach because I just thought that was fucking funny. So it made it was like the honorary 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 for what I played on stream was Ys: The Oath in Felghana, which is a remake of Ys 3, which was a game I played in my childhood and fell in love with. It has a new Switch release that came out like this past week. So,
oh hell yeah,
shiny.
Yeah, so check that out if you've not played it before. The PC version still exists because it's from like 2005 or something like that. Excellent, fast-paced hack and slash. Real good, real fun to play. Great voice acting.
Yeah.
Music is real catchy. Like, I just highly recommend it. I had a great time playing it. And it won't, like, there's like 5 or 6 difficulty choices. So, like, if you're finding it too hard, you can ease it off. And if you find it too easy, you can go get your ass kicked on a different difficulty. My actual 3rd place game that came out this year, though, was Helldivers 2.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Super Earth, baby! I love how tongue-in-cheek the entire game is. It's just so dumb in, like, the best way possible. The game itself is just real fun to play, like, still frantic. I love that you can just kind of mess with your friends and just like, oh, sorry, I sent a detonator bomb there. Just don't go near it. And then suddenly, like, an entire area around you explodes, and so do you. It's so fun, frantic. Like, there's like 9 difficulty levels or something like that. So like there's nice adjustable challenge. There's a lot of variety of missions. They keep adding new species that are trying to kill you or take over Super Earth. So you just bring democracy everywhere, and it's just such a fun, frantic time with friends.
I'm playing that game for the first time tomorrow.
Ooh.
Just like casually with a friend tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it.
I think you'll have a good time.
Week.
You might find it a little weird because the first person aiming is like weirdly optional. It's 3rd person otherwise, but like it took me a bit, and then I got right into it.
Cool.
I didn't even know there was a first person.
Yeah, I think it's like click on left stick or right stick. It's one of them. It's like it's a weird option.
I'm okay with 3rd person.
Yeah. No. Honestly, like that is sincere. I feel bad that I completely even forgot about it. As like even an honorable mention. I feel like I wanted to play more of it. That is a game that like every single time I've played it, I have had a great time.
It was really in the limelight for a long time.
It was
for a second
and then Sony screwed it up.
Fucked it up.
Yeah, and then Sony screwed it up.
Yep.
Sad.
Yeah, sad. But it
still has a good player base though. It's just it's shrunk considerably from where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like they rolled back on that decision, but it was kind of like a damage was done situation. Still probably one of the better games that Sony put out. Sony took the biggest L in 2024. It's so hard for me to say that because agree with that. It had Concord. It had Helldivers 2 though, but then it also had Helldivers 2, and then it had Astro.
Roller coaster year for Sony is what we're saying. Roller coaster year.
Roller coaster year for Sony. Roller coaster year for Sony.
And it had the terrible, terrible botched whole fucking thing about the PlayStation 30th anniversary that still makes me mad.
Oh yeah, you were struggling with that one. I saw your tweets.
I've never been more upset at anything than I was at GameStop. Anyway, so Concord's first on someone's list? Shut up.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Those 5 minutes I got to play with Concord.
My favorite fact about Concord is that there are 69 platinum trophies in the world of Concord, and that will never increase.
Yeah, it's done.
Amazing.
Good job.
Nice.
Josh, what was your number third game of 2024? Tell us about it.
My number 3 was Splatoon 3 Side Order.
Okay,
I talked a little bit about it earlier. I was deep into it at the time. I haven't played it in a while. But again, I think this is a really cool departure for Nintendo because they've never really touched. There's no Nintendo first-party IP Nintendo games that are roguelites, as far as I'm aware. And so to have them kind of just implement it into one of their major IP like that was very cool because I love a good roguelite. And I had a lot of fun with it. It's not, again, I said this earlier, but it's not as deep as other roguelites. But that's okay. I think it's a good introduction for people who play Nintendo games primarily to jump into a Splatoon roguelite. And it's something that I hadn't thought too deeply on it. When I was making this list. I was like, what games did I even play this past year? And Splatoon 3 Side Order came up, and I was like, okay, that's something I would love to return to. And for me, that signifies that that's definitely in my top 3. I would love to return to it. And yeah, I don't know. It's really good. It's really, really fantastic.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that out of the way, let's talk about our number 2s. Something that I'll probably talk more about when I'm in my old age. But for now,
I was waiting for the tie-in. I was like, who's doing the poop joke first?
I did the poop joke like years ago.
You were ahead of the time, dude. You're ahead of the curve.
I know. I was already there. I just slid right in. Diarrhea.
So tends to slide right out, actually.
Well,
I have to go.
Not mine. I gotta talk to my doctor. It's not past my curfew. I go to bed at like 3 a.m. like everyone else. Shut up. My number 2. Now, this is controversial only because it was Game of the Year. My number 2 is Astrobot.
Hey, same here.
Hell yeah.
Bro.
Again, all good feelings. It was literally a game that when it was announced, it was kind of like, okay, here's Sony's like newest attempt to get the family crowd. They'll probably undermarket this. Probably not going to be something that they care about, but like, let's just Sony's tax write-off. And they kind of did. Although at PAX West, that was the only thing that they were showing off. They just had like a little corner booth, and God willing, I was there to play it. And I was like, okay, it's nice, it's fun. But when I actually like got my hands on the full game, and not only that, but like when I was seeing everyone else play it, it actually made me feel good for once to like be a PS5 person. Because it's really hard as like a content creator to talk about Sony.
Yeah,
Unless
it is.
Unless you're talking about how Nintendo is better than Sony. Like Nintendo is just the thing that gets the SEO going, and so when you see a lot of streamers like playing PlayStation games or playing non-Nintendo games but having just as much enjoyment out of it as like any other game that was coming out that year, it was really fun to see. The game was solid. It was no notes. It was just a really, really good, fun experience to have. Although the only time the game ever crashed was right when I hit the final boss. There's like the little button that you press to like go to the final boss. I literally hit that switch and the game just crashed. And I was like, "Oh, well, that's
really
weird." Just the one time.
That's unfortunate.
It was enough where I was just kind of like, "That's silly."
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but otherwise the game was great. It was great. Good time. I had a great time.
Awesome.
So that's my number 2. John, what was your number 2s?
Well, I mean, obviously, I just said Astrobot was my number 2. It was kind of a coin toss between my first and second, but I realized I played the game that's in first way more.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's Mario Galaxy 3. It's just Mario Galaxy 3. It's fun, tight controls, clever ideas, and like little stage gimmicks. Like a lot of fun little references to PlayStation games. I'm sure half the people don't even recognize. Like, I wonder how many people like recognize Intelligence Cube or Mr. Mosquito.
I learned a lot. About PlayStation's history from just playing Astrobot. Like from chat. Like I'm streaming it and people. I'm like, what the hell is this character? And chat's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
and then they Google it.
There was at least like 2 characters where I was just kind of like, I actually don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I think I knew every character, which I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
You love Sony, don't you?
I love video games. Says the person wearing the Shaq Fu shirt.
You love video games too much.
What a nerd.
I do. I really do. I really. That's what all this is. This is me loving things too much.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's
an illness.
Pretty much. My number 2 that came out otherwise was F-Zero GX. So this was the year I finally sat down and finished the story mode and finished the majority of the actual Grand Prix. And God, when you get into that game and it clicks, it's so good. It is difficult as fuck, though. I think I have like 1 Grand Prix left to do on like the hardest difficulty. And the only reason I can is because they reduce how many lives you start with every time you up the difficulty. So I get 1 life and half the tracks don't have walls. So it's like, I'm going to do this some other time.
Yeah. Actual difficulty. That's crazy.
Actual difficulty. That was a little too extreme on it, but like I enjoyed it. It's super fun.
All right. Chat's hoping for another F-Zero on the Switch 2. Do you think the Switch 2 can handle an F-Zero?
Could happen. I mean, we got F-Zero.
I mean, didn't Switch 1 launch with like Fast Racing Neo or something like that, which was very close to F-Zero? It even had the Blue Falcon in it.
Yeah.
You're not so too excited about that, though.
Yeah, you know, Miyamoto doesn't care about that. You know, Switch.
Miyamoto cares about amusement parks and movies now, so they can just make whatever they want.
Just like Disney. Anyway, let's talk about Josh's number 2.
Hey, my number 2 is not Astrobot.
What the fuck? Okay. Get out of here. Anyway, what's your number 2? Oh, he's leaving.
Oh shit, he listened.
Oh. For the first time ever, Josh listened to me.
So my number 2 of games that actually came out in 2023 is Pokemon TCG Pocket. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I love Pokemon in general, and I'm always looking for something better for Pokemon because the main games kind of all are mid at best. And that sucks. And I hate that. As a Pokemon fan, I hate that. So to have something come out and it being polished and fun and like, you know, I've got the collection aspect of it, which I enjoy in other games. That is my number 2. However, I just want to throw this out there. Games that did not come out, believe it or not, in 2024. My second place goes to Chrono Trigger.
All right. Good choice.
Loved. I mean, again, it was my first time playing the game. Right? I know it came out in 1994, but that game is so amazing. And it's an all-time classic, and I hope they revisit it someday and make a remake or something of it, because it deserves to be played by more people, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, just overall, it was amazing. So that's my number 2. Those are both my number 2s.
And with all the HD 2D remakes, like, I just feel like Chrono Trigger would slot right in there.
It would fit so well.
Yeah.
It would fit so well.
If I actually had time to play it, I feel like Dragon Quest 3 would have been on my top 3.
I played a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It was all right. I'm pretty fresh to JRPGs.
Yeah,
like, I didn't play a lot when I was younger. It's only been in the last 2 years that I've really dived into that world of classic JRPGs that I just never played. Like 2023, I played Earthbound for the first time.
Yeah,
amazing game. 2024, Chrono Trigger. And so I was like, I'm gonna keep this trend going and try to play some other JRPGs that I've never played before. And Dragon Quest 3 coming out was a great opportunity for me to try.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I think it's a very fun game. Like, it's very quirky. It's got some cute aspects.
Well,
to
it is a remake of an NES game, so like,
True.
Yeah.
Well, and even like, it's technically a rebuild of its own remake that was made back in
so like the Game Boy Color
or something like that. Yeah,
Game Boy Color.
SNES and Game Boy Colors. Yeah.
Yeah. It basically came out on NES, got remade for SNES, that remake got ported to Game Boy Color, and then 20, 30 years later, here we are. And there were just a lot of things about like JRPGs in that era where the stories weren't playing Dragon Quest 3 and then playing like Dragon Quest 11, for example. A huge night and day difference in terms of storytelling and characters and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it as a big Dragon Quest nerd. But I didn't play it. You know what I did play in the year of our Lord 2024?
What did you play in the year of our Lord 2024, Andrew?
I played and almost platinumed. Almost platinumed.
Say that again?
I played.
He hadn't said it yet.
I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I should have known. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is 100% my game of the year. That is the best game that I played in 2024. And it is a game that came out in 2024. But
totally fair.
Like, honestly, it was just something where I've been looking forward to this since Remake. I feel like there were some things about Remake that didn't quite gel with me, and I don't mean from like the storyline perspective. I actually liked what they were trying to do with the storyline back there. And there was just a couple of things where obviously the game's pretty linear in Remake. It's more just about going through set pieces, not really like any ability to just kind of explore or grind like I like to do in JRPGs. Rebirth fixed all of that, and almost to the nth degree, because I know one of like many people's complaints is that it's just like so overloaded with side quests and mini games in particular. And I kind of agree with that, but what I think the game does really, really well is it makes me love everybody. Like, I love all the characters. I love all the bad characters. I love all the good characters. I love just being able to like go through the story and interact with everybody. It just played really well. I just loved being able to. I felt leveled with everything, and one of my absolute favorite moments of the game is a completely optional thing that takes hours and hours to do. But to me, personally, at least, I felt like the payoff was worth it. Because you just get to see some cool things and learn more about like what's going on with this actual world that they're trying to build. So I was just obsessed with it. And thanks to my portal, I think is the reason why I beat it in the amount of time that I did.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, because you were playing that at Calo, I remember.
I was testing out the portal in a hotel environment.
That's great.
And it worked okay.
I've heard it's even better now. They've like made updates that make it even better.
Portal's great, man. I still say it's probably one of my favorite things that Sony's made in the last like 2 years. In fact, I have the 30th anniversary. Ooh, hi. I have the 30th anniversary sitting back there. So that's the only 30th anniversary thing I got. God damn it.
You like yellow paint?
I love yellow paint, baby.
There's nothing in that cup. Sorry,
I just anything in this cup.
Just had to throw that one out there.
But yeah, that's why I would say Final Fantasy, and that's why Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my favorite game of all time. The end.
Oh. I know. Yeah, the yellow paint argument got very stupid. That's the only reason I threw that out there. It's very dumb. Very dumb.
It did. It got very stupid. John, what was your absolute number one favorite game games that you played in 2024?
That game that did not come out this year or this past year, Control.
Ooh.
So I had never played through any of the Remedyverse games in full. I had played a bit of Alan Wake before, but I'd never played Control. And at the recommendation of a friend, I tried it out. And God, that game is so satisfying to play. Just the movement options you get are so fun. The gun options are so diverse. The story goes in great places. You get all these cool powers. It's just super fun. And if you like weird, like psychological stuff or just like weird, ethereal, otherworldly stuff, it's just so enjoyable.
I was trying to play Control between Alan Wake 1 and 2 because I finished Remaster like late 2023. Yeah. And then Alan Wake 2 came out and I was like, do I just start this now? Like, I kind of want to play Control first. But I wound up playing Alan Wake 2 first, so I do want to go back and play Control at some point.
Yeah. Control literally has like so many references to Alan Wake 1, and there's a DLC that's just dedicated to Alan Wake 1.
Yeah. And
so and which I can't play through because I haven't beaten Alan Wake 1, so
okay. Yeah, Alan Wake 1, if it will be a little rough to go back to because I feel like Control plays like Alan Wake 1, but better. Just watching you play it. Because I know there were times where the difficulty ramped up when I was watching you stream it.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes I just play like an idiot, so.
There's when I played the DLC of Alan Wake 1, I think the first episode took me like 2.5 hours. And it's just a normal Alan Wake 1 level. It was so hard that it took me 2.5 hours to get through it. So there's some difficulty.
Disappeared.
There's some difficulty.
Hi, I'm back.
Hey.
Hi.
I was bursting with pee. Anyway, hi.
Well, now you're not. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, we kept saying number one, so.
Yeah, that didn't
help. Every time I heard it, it got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, well.
I was about to piss myself.
Yeah, so Control was a great time. The game clearing for that was so fun, super enjoyable.
Yeah,
but
I was waiting to talk about a game for somebody to talk about a game that I was not familiar with at all. I have no idea about Control, and I still don't.
Yeah, do you know? Have you played any of Remedy's games like Max Payne, Alan Wake, Control, Alan Wake 2, Quantum Break?
No, I've heard of them obviously, but I don't know anything about them.
My wife.
They're very interesting games. My actual number one for the year, though, is UFO 50.
Oh,
yeah, interesting. So 50 games in one already. Big discount there.
It's a steal.
It is a steal. It's a steal. There's so much game in there. I think I played 10 more hours of this game than I did to Platinum Astrobot. And I have barely scratched the surface of that game. I think I've only played like 12 or 15 of the games. Like, there's just so much. There's literally a 10-hour JRPG in the game.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's a Metroidvania. There's a bunch of multiplayer games. There's like, there's a clicker game in there. There's like a Zelda-like. It just covers all these different genre types. There's a deck building game. Like, It's just so fascinating how many different genres they fit in just in the style of like an NES or TurboGrafx 16 style game. And they do it in a neat way where they're like, this is for like, we made a fake system that got games for like 7 years or something like that. And like you basically see like the evolution of the gameplay types the farther in you go.
Super cool.
And you can play them in any order you want. But like you can literally start with like, oh, here's like a low end like early PC game, and then just kind of work your way up to NES and then keep going like that. Or you can just skip to the very last game, which is basically like almost a SNES game. And it's just wild. Cool. There's so much good fun stuff in there. There's so much variety. If you find a game you don't like, you can just go play something else, and that's the beauty of it. There's just so many good games in that collection.
That's a game that I'm definitely gonna pick up in this year because I've been interested in it since they announced it, and yeah, everybody's raving about it, and it seems like it's really 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 good. So yeah. I'm gonna pick that up sometime this year.
Highly recommend it. Like as someone said in chat, it's $25 US. Like that's a steal.
That's great. That's great.
Hell yeah. Well, Josh, what was your number one game to round us
Gee,
all out?
I wonder what it could be.
What could it have been?
Astrobot. Astrobot. I am Astrobot. I'm Astrobot. Anyway, so listen, we've talked about Astrobot so much tonight, so like there's not much more I can add. It's just really freaking good. And again, you know, for me, it builds on the 3D platformers of the past. It takes everything good about 3D platformers from the last 25 years and condenses it into this modern experience, and I love it. It's so good. It's clean. It's aesthetically pleasing. The music is amazing. The worlds are creative. I love that little like mouse world where you get to shrink down. So good. It's just like they did so good, man. And like the ending of the whole thing, the ending of the game is very satisfying. Man, it's just really good. And I wish I, as somebody who has been a proponent for 3D platformers, I've been preaching the word of 3D platformers for the entirety of my life. It was really, really validating to show up to the Game Awards and see it get Game of the Year at the Game Awards this past year. So yeah, I don't know. I'm glowing with excitement for the future of platformers in general. Like I think it sets a precedent. So hell yeah. Astrobot, Game of the Year.
Astrobot. And it did win Game of the Year in everyone's heart.
It
Except
did.
for people who wanted a different game to win, apparently.
It's got like particles. Couldn't afford a PS5 for one game.
Right, yeah, well there's that.
I guarantee it's coming to Steam. There's no way Sony's gonna let that cash cow just like
I mean, it's so PlayStation centric though, and it also does a lot of stuff with the DualSense.
It does.
Yeah.
It does a lot with the DualSense that makes it not. I think they could do without it, but it wouldn't have the same effect, I feel. It wouldn't have the same impact, I think, without the DualSense stuff. Yeah.
I
still think they should bring it to PC anyway.
I think they should, but I think they're going to have to like retool a bunch of things if they do.
I think they could do it. I think it would probably take a little bit longer than some of their other IP that they've moved to Steam. But I mean, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to actually have DualSense capabilities for the PC version. So if you just have a DualSense controller, you can just
interesting.
Shove it into your PC, and then you can just play with those enhancements. So I also wouldn't be shocked.
Good way to sell some PS5 controllers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there you go.
Yeah, just buy a DualSense and then have it connected to your PC. It's apparently not as tough as it would be for a PS4 controller back in the day, so why not? So who knows? They might have a version of the game that doesn't include as much like DualSense stuff, but remains to be seen. But I feel like it'll be on Steam sometime this year.
Shout out to Starlight by Muse.
Why specifically Starlight by Muse?
Listen to it. It is the Astrobot
song?
What you say is the Astrobot theme?
It is the Astrobot. Starlight by Muse is the Astrobot theme. Go look it up. It's insanely similar. At least part of it is.
That one?
Yes. Starlight by Muse. 1,000%. Just go look it up. I promise you.
I don't hear it. I need.
You gotta go listen to it. You gotta go listen to it.
I would need an actual comparison because, like,
I promise you, I can't pull up a comparison right now, but I promise you it is. Unless I got the name of the song wrong. I don't think I did.
I know somebody did a mashup.
In your arms,
oh yeah.
I just wanted to
am Astrobot.
No. Listen to like the bridge. Of the song.
I'll never let you down. If you wanted to fade away, never fade away.
No, you gotta go listen to a comparison.
Hopes and expectations, black holes and
No.
I've seen this band live twice.
Listen, I'm gonna send it in the chat right now, and you're gonna listen to it. You're gonna listen to it right now.
I am Starlight by Muse.
I
am Starlight by Muse. Wow, it's the same song.
No.
Oh, Josh just posted
this might not
his
even
tweet
be a
that he
good
put
comparison.
Astrobot versus Starlight. Wow, okay.
I don't think this is a good comparison. Listening to them back to back is so much better.
Oh, that part. That's the only part.
Well, yeah.
You got to shift pitch it to actually make it work, though.
No.
That's
Listen to the
part.
second one.
Sorry to
It's
both
the
our
same
audio
song!
and
at least
and
that little
visual
part.
listeners, as we're
It's
just
the
like
same song!
having a quiet. Yes, I just realized that the piano part is
it's just
the
that
same.
one part. The main part of the song isn't the same.
Corporate wants you to find the difference between these two songs, but they're not the same.
They're not even close.
It's just that one little part. It's just that one like
Josh,
bridge or whatever.
Let's go back to bed.
No, I swear to God.
Well, apparently you're not alone if other people have like mixed them.
Yes, okay, fine, we get it.
It's the same song.
It's the same 5-second progression.
Look, Josh, I just wanted to hold you in my arms. I just wanted to hold.
Thanks, John.
You in my arms.
You're welcome.
Hey, well, look, we've talked about our favorite video games. I think we have a little bit of time we can talk about the worst games we played.
All right.
Ooh, I didn't even think about the worst games I played.
I already have a list.
If anybody in chat has watched the streams, you might already know what my least favorite games of 2024 that I've played. I will say a lot of the games that I did play this year that I have on this list were all good. So when I look at like my bottom 3, it is Medieval, and then Banjo-Tooie, and then my least favorite game. And I'm not saying that these two games are bad. These are just not the best games that I played. However, the game I actually physically hated,
But I get it.
was Silent Hill: The Short Message.
Oh, the AI-driven thing.
No,
oh,
not the AI. Wait, is it AI-driven? No,
this was the episodic thing, right?
No, I didn't play that.
Oh, okay.
No, this was the thing that I think came out before that. It is a 2 to 3 hour Silent Hill experience, and it is a standalone game. You play as this girl who I can't tell if she's in like college or high school, but they imply that like she's going through something, some kind of like experience. You're then going through the same building in a very PT style while being chased by this like if I remember correctly, it's like a lotus head thing where it's just flowers all over the person's head. That's their pyramid head for this game. And at first it's like, yeah, it's fine. A lot of the games, that's the pay to read one. No, this is a full, like, actually I don't remember if it's even it may have been free. I can't remember. Yes, John was thinking of Silent Hill Ascension. But this game
Ascension's not great.
That's the one where it's like, it's trauma.
Yep, that's the one.
Well, this one was not as good as any other Silent Hill experience I've ever played, and I really think it botched the message in terms of like how to deal with like mental health, because the game is very much a big message on mental health, but it has this very 2000s way of going about it, and I never actually got to the end of the game because I got so frustrated with the game's checkpointing and the final encounter that I just watched Pat finish it. Pat from originally from like Super Best Friends Play. And his reaction to the final cutscene is the only good time I've had playing or experiencing this game. The whole other like 3 hours that I played of this game were miserable, not fun.
Damn.
The game didn't play that well. The game's characters were not interesting. It just made me feel awful the whole time. And luckily, that was the only like bad game I had ever played. I may not have been super enjoyed. Did he stare in disbelief or do his hyena laugh? Hyena laugh. It's go see the clip. It's really good. Yeah. Oh no, 2000s mental health is not great. No, it's not. It's not. And it does there were so many other streamers that were just kind of like, oh, I love the message. And I was like, did you? Did we play the same thing? Anyway, that was my worst game of 2024. John, what was yours?
I had a list of 4. Special shout out to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. I was super hyped for that, and then I was surprisingly disappointed at how generic it felt while playing it. None of the Rangers have any real difference between them. They all control the exact same. It feels really stiff by comparison. Like, the music and presentation's great, but like, man, the gameplay was just kind of like, oh, this is not as good as I expected it to be.
Damn.
So, but it has been patched since, so I don't know if they changed anything. I'm curious about that.
Like, if you were to compare it between like Rita's Rewind and Shredder's Revenge, like
Shredder's Revenge is way better, easily. Okay. Like I said, the music's great, the visual presentation's great, but yeah. My actual top 3 for disappointing was Mario vs. Donkey Kong was number 3. Because I prefer Donkey Kong 94 more, and B, somehow they made the game slightly harder to control than the GBA one because it has like, frame rate hitches and stuff, and I was just like, I just did not enjoy my time with that. I really did not, even though I 100%ed it because I was just like, I want to be done with you because I enjoy the idea of the gameplay, but I'm also like, I will be done with you. Number 2 was Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, because who was this made for? I should have been the target audience for this, and I should have been the most excited, and I was like, who the fuck is this for?
Yeah,
I've been feeling that the whole time. I never picked that up because it just seemed like there was no...
Just get an NES remix. This is the way better version of that. Is just NES remix, because there's like a lot more creativity.
They should just made more of those.
This is just a speedrun version of like 10 or 12 like NES games.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that with Yoshiller on his channel, and it was a fun experience, but I think it was because of the circumstances, because it was 12 people around a very tiny computer monitor.
No, like that race mode they do is actually super interesting. It might be the most interesting part of the game.
Yeah.
But like online, you can't pick I don't think you can play with friends. I think it literally is just you're playing against ghosts of other players.
Yeah.
Which is like super disappointing. So yeah. And my number 1 was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Oh, that's right. I think you did play that.
I did. I got sponsored for that. I got to play this.
Oh
and
my God.
man, Rocksteady, the fuck happened to you? Oh, I know what happened to you. Warner Brothers happened. But like,
Money.
man, oh my God, so disappointing. Like the story is the best part because it's Rocksteady. They do fun stories. They know comic book lore, but the gameplay is just so bland and like weird, and it's like it doesn't need to be a looter shooter, and just like it's so samey when you're doing missions and getting around like the maps and everything, and it's just like watch a long play and you'll get a much better experience than playing the game. That's kind of my stance on it.
Damn.
Because like I said, the actual story is super interesting, the cool stuff they do. There's like actual stakes in the story and like stuff happens, but yeah.
Once I found out that it was like a generic looter shooter, that was when I turned off, because I too wanted to play it knowing like Rocksteady's credentials, because like I loved Arkham Knight. I never like got the ending to Arkham Knight because of the Riddler trophies, but it was still such a solid, fun game, good story. Is it a good story? From what I've read and seen,
it's enjoyable. Let's say it's enjoyable.
So there's that. But yeah, I that was one of the games that I was just disappointed to the point where I just didn't even pick it up. So yeah.
I mean, that game was so cursed to begin with. Like you could tell it was kind of doomed from the start because like it got delayed so many times, and then the reveal that it was a looter shooter like disappointed everyone.
Nope. Yeah.
And it was just not, at the grand scheme of things, just like a good experience at all, which is such a bummer for Rocksteady. And I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of ended up dissolving the company eventually.
Yeah.
Although they did bleed a lot of talent during Suicide Squad's development, so.
Yeah. I mean, I hope for better news than that, but or at least better news than what happened to Concord's dev team. But it was not a good thing. It was not a good time. Josh, do you have any dishonorable mentions?
I don't really. I don't play bad games.
I get what you're trying to say, but it just sounds so snooty.
I don't play bad games. I only play great video games.
Yeah.
But I do have some. These are not bad games. These are not games that I was necessarily disappointed in. These are just games that didn't excite me as much as other games.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with my number 3, which is The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
I mean, that's fair. That's
fair.
not for everyone. That's
Honestly.
not for everyone.
Going into it, I was like, this is so hype. I'm so excited. It looks great. I'm ready for it. And then every puzzle is like, you can do it like 70 different ways. And it's like, use a bed is the easiest one.
Use a bed is the meme. It's always the meme.
And like,
until you get water, then it's water.
My playthrough, I started off with like, I was like, how far can I get without using a bed at all? And the answer is the entire game, because you can use like 60 other things.
I mean, that's the thing about it. They try to do the Breath of the Wild. Yeah, just make your own solution kind of setup.
And like
bed is easy.
I feel like I've been there and done that, and I kind of wanted more like thought-provoking puzzles. I don't know. It didn't hit with me. It didn't resonate with me as much as I wanted it to. Maybe I had my expectations a little too high, but it didn't quite resonate with me, and that disappoints me because I want to. And I think I will really like it on a second playthrough, especially if I like limit myself to a particular like challenge run or something. You know, pick, I don't know, something like a 3-heart run or something. I don't know, but it didn't hit me in the way that I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So that's my number 3.
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking with chat a lot about that game because it's just like, it's just something I gotta do. And I feel bad because I wanted to like it too. It's Zelda. It's like,
it's got a lot to love.
I like Zelda. And
it does.
I just think like the pacing for me was just kind of like, there are just so many other things that I would rather play when Echoes of Wisdom would like come up to me, and it's just kind of like, oh yeah, I could do that, But Donkey Kong Land just came out on NSO. That'd be fun to play for the 20th time.
You really went back to Donkey Kong Land of all things.
It's the worst of the three. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. But it was just kind of like, do I want to play Echoes of Wisdom, which is like a game where I really have to use my brain, or do I want to play mindless hack and slash? Or, platformer. So it's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do all that by playing Ys Memoirs. Look,
I have a PS5. I have other games that I can
It's on
play.
there. It's on there.
I know. It's up there, Steve. Yeah, keep going.
Do I continue into my top my two and one?
We already did ours.
Oh, okay. So I don't have a number one, so I'm just gonna say that now. So this is the last game that I'm gonna talk about. Web fishing.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because I love web fishing. And I know it's made by like one person. So this is not a knock on the game. It's just something that I hope that is corrected in the future. The lack of security measures on the public servers is very bad. And, like you go on, you're on the stream and you're doing a fun time with your friends. And then somebody comes in and like crashes the game and says slurs in your chat. And that just keeps happening over and over and over again, endlessly. And like, maybe it's better now. I haven't played it in a while. I kind of swore it off for a little bit, hopefully until they fix some stuff. But I love web fishing and I want to love it more. But that is a huge, huge, huge barrier. And yeah, I know it's made by one person. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, I can't knock it too hard because it's made by one guy.
Yeah.
And I want them to do as best as they can, and I'm sure they're stressed out about it. It's got to be a stressful thing to like suddenly garner a bunch of popularity for your game and then have it be like bombarded by hackers and people who are bad actors, and that sucks. But that is why it is disappointing to me.
Yeah,
that's more than fair.
Yeah. And then
that
finishing
sucks.
off, what are we looking forward to playing? What is our gaming strategy for 2025?
Mario Kart for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Is that it?
Mario's rounder. Donkey Kong looks different.
Everyone looks like they're themed about their Wonder versions or like the movie versions.
It's really funny because like when I look at Mario in that game, like all the screenshots, like the 2 screenshots that everyone uses, it's like it looks like he's holding his breath.
Yeah.
And it is just so weird to me because he's clearly not. And I'm just kind of like, what direction are we going in? Whatever, that's cool. It reminds me of like
people said it looks like it's 24 player, so
that'll be crazy.
It does look like it's gonna be, yeah.
I do not trust this new DK. He looks like he has his life together.
Yeah, Prime 4, sure. I need them to release 2 and 3 on the Switch though. Yeah. I still have not played those games because I've been holding out for a Switch release, and I at this point don't think that we're gonna get them, and that sucks.
Yeah. I kind of think
I'll go back and play them, but it still sucks a little bit.
I'm going through Prime Remastered now. It's been a fun time. I would love to play the other 2 with a fresh coat of paint.
It's very good.
John, what about you?
Metroid Prime 4, Mecha Break I'm super excited for. That's like a fast-paced mecha, like 5v5 or 6v6 game. That one's real enjoyable. I'm excited for that. And probably Grand Theft Auto 6, honestly.
Oh, really?
I know right out of the gate it's not going to have the GTA Online, which is kind of where the real fun is. But like, I'm genuinely curious how it's going to be, considering like how long Grand Theft Auto 5 has existed, because that was a 360 game. That thing literally lasted 3 generations of consoles.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I still remember talking to a friend like outside of a Wendy's like 2 jobs ago, talking about that game right as it was coming out.
Yeah,
it's like what, that and Skyrim.
Yeah. We'll never get 6. I don't know. I think for me, I mean, early next year we've got Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remakes.
Yeah.
So that'll be like a fun little trip to play.
And you'll find out how disappointing 1 and 2 are.
Well, I've played both of them, and 1 is definitely, there's a reason why 1 and 2 are constantly put together.
Paired together, yeah. Because 1 is actually really short.
It's stupid short. The only reason why it's long is because the NES made it more difficult. But now that it's like you can save anywhere on the map, pretty much, like all the quality of life differences make the game like 20 minutes now. So it's a very short game. And 2 is much more notoriously difficult, but I think again, like the way that you can save constantly, it negates a lot of the difficulty curve. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also just kind of like, there are so many other games I gotta finish. I'm looking forward to finishing Persona 3. And,
Hey.
Yakuza, like Infinite Wealth, and the new Pirate one. With
Majima.
With Majima. I almost called him Kazuma. It's not that's Kiryu. And I'm looking forward to those. I think right now I'm just kind of like, what's coming up with the Switch 2? What are we gonna get at launch?
Yeah. It's gonna be all the ones that we're waiting on. So Prime 4, Metroid ZA, Pokemon ZA.
Yeah, true.
We know Mario Kart 9, probably something Mario related, like a platformer.
I have one other thing to throw into the mix. The only other Switch 2 game that we know about, which is totally out of left field, Yooka-Laylee.
Oh,
right. Yeah, we know that's a Switch 2
remake
game.
of Yooka-Laylee is a Switch 2 game. Here's the thing, and I want to throw this out there because I think it's a great second chance for this franchise, because it definitely went off on the wrong foot when it launched initially. It was trying too hard to be Banjo, and it didn't quite meet people's expectations, and it was very buggy at launch, and I think it really rubbed people the wrong way. And since then, they have gone off to Platonic Games has gone off to become like an indie game publisher. And they've published a bunch of games, and they made the Yooka-Laylee sequel, which was much better than the first one. And now it's time for Yooka-Laylee, the original, to find its own identity and to be upgraded and presented to a new audience again. I think it deserves it. I think it feels like a little soon for a remake for that game, but I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I would like for Yooka-Laylee to be its own thing and not just be a member berries of frankly outdated gameplay mechanics. Because that was my least favorite game of the year I played that. What, 2017? Yeah, that was it was just a stark reminder that gameplay had grown. I did like the Impossible Lair, but I was so turned off.
I mean, that was just Donkey Kong Country, though.
Yeah, it was DKC.
It was.
What's not to like? But yeah, it's Yooka-Laylee. And that's what I mean. Like, I want Yooka-Laylee to have its own identity and not just be like a member berry.
And I feel like it has, because of Impossible Lair, it has started forming its own identity outside of what they expect, what people expected, which was they wanted. I think everybody at the time wanted new Banjo, and so that's what they wanted to make was new Banjo. And I think that with this remake, they are really like leaning into the identity that they found for Yooka-Laylee. And I hope that continues to be the case. I haven't seen much of it, but it looks really, really beautiful compared to the original. So I have hopes. I wouldn't say they're high hopes, but I have hopes.
But otherwise, yeah, I'm looking forward to Metal Gear Solid Delta. I was pleasantly surprised by Silent Hill 2's remake, so I have a little bit more faith in Delta. Ghost
Delta
of
was
Yotei.
getting good buzz.
What's that?
I said Delta was getting good buzz last year.
It was. And like I said, I was surprised Silent Hill 2 wound up as good as it did. Ghost of Yotei I'm looking forward to, and yeah, Metroid Prime 4. We'll see if it's a Switch or Switch 2 release. I'm going to try to wrap things up.
Yeah, probably both, yeah.
Because we are at time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Josh, where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm on Twitch and YouTube at Josh Jepson. I do a lot of, like I said, I mean, I've talked about platformers nonstop in this show. I play a lot of 3D platformers. So right now I'm playing through Super Mario Eclipse, the Mario Sunshine ROM hack that effectively doubles the content in the game. It's super good. So I'm currently playing through that. That's my major game. And I'll be playing more of that probably this weekend. So come by the stream on Twitch. I also have the highlights over on YouTube. So it's very digestible. Thank you so much for watching and stuff.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch the clip show version on YouTube.
Thank you.
Yeah. And John, where can we find you? What are you up to?
Twitch.tv/ProtonJon. I'm a variety streamer that streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Right now, Saturday's gonna be Fortune Cookie, so whatever chat votes on, we play. And our game clearing game currently is The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, which I've never played through before. So that's been an experience.
Yeah, I'll have to get your thoughts on that later.
I can already tell you right now, I hate this. I hate this for movement. Not fan of this.
Yeah. Hey, at least you're playing. Wait, are you playing the Wii U or DS?
Oh, I'm playing on a 3DS.
Okay, thank God you're playing on a 3DS because I heard the Wii U version is terrible.
Mainly because of the microphone, which the 3DS is also not great.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's jank.
There's some things I enjoy about it, but yeah,
it's a fun game, but yeah, the microphone stuff is bad.
Yeah. And you can find. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. And you can find me right here. If you're watching this on YouTube.com/LaughingBoyLP, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Maybe become a member and get some cool emotes along with that and access to our Discord. And it helps, make me feel good about myself, and it helps fund all the equipment that I keep bumping into when I turn around. This is a bittersweet moment because this is going to be the final episode of DialogBOX. We ended it on a high note. But come back for more podcasting next month as we start a whole brand new thing in which I merge both of my old dead podcasts together and make one new podcast.
Do a Frankencast.
Fuck, that's what I should have called it. I called it something else that 3 other channels have called it.
You never asked me. I could have told you.
There's still time.
We'll see you guys next month on Frankencast. Episode 1. Good night, everybody. Where's my end screen? Go over.